name is Enene said Akonjom, an accountant, a development advocate, and of course a social innovator. The change I'm working towards can be summarized as follows: helping to achieve appreciable increase in the enrollment of children in schools, to ensure that public primary and secondary schools, especially in rural communities, have very conducive learning environment, to ultimately help in grooming vibrant Nigerian youths with independent mindset and the will to effect positive changes wherever they are. I hope to create the impact where each community will be made up of skillful, resourceful, and self-reliant people. My inspiration came from the fact that little contributions of mine in some rural communities during my NYSC service year in Nasarawa State created amazing impact, which impassioned me towards taking up and sustaining more of such challenges. In line with achieving the goals I mentioned earlier, we are basically involved in the following activities: identification of rural communities in their need of support in areas of children education, youth empowerment and skills acquisition training, advocating for functional education, identify rural communities by raising our voices for the rehabilitation, construction of schools and classroom blocks for pupils, provision of school supplies like functional libraries, writing materials, school uniforms, wares and bags, mobilization of support from volunteers and partners who share our vision, and collaborating with the communities for the purpose of offering the needed services on a sustainable basis. For our mentorship and leadership programs, we strive to motivate youth towards bringing out the best in them. Finally, we carry out skills acquisition training, conducting practical hands-on trainings for less privileged women and youth. In the following areas, we do soap making, welding, block molding. It will interest you to know that Abakaliki women are keying into the block molding program even more effectively because they are the ones that do most of the laboring jobs here. Abakaliki is in the Ebonyi State. We are into snacks baking, sewing, hairdressing, and bead making. The need arises. We even go further to link some of them up with microfinance banks for startup capitals. In the past 5 years alone, our programs have impacted several communities across a number of states as follows. In Nasarawa State, we worked in Mamara, Shamagi, Nauche, Gunki, Ningu, and Angwazi area, where we carried out educational support, skills training, and mentorship and leadership programs for women, youths, and children. In Benue State, our programs were restricted to Otroko, where we provided widows with food items and multivitamins. In the Federal Capital City, we worked at Mabushi, Dako, and Gidamangoro, where we were involved in skills trainings for women and youths, educational support for children, and mentorship programs for youth, for young girls. In Cross River State, we carried out educational support in Dare, Ikom, Anantaga, Ogoja, and Akampa for youths and women. In Ebonyi State, we worked in Iko and Afikpo, where we carried out skills acquisition training programs for women and youth and mentorship program for secondary school children. In summary, these programs, some of which are still running, have impacted over 16 vulnerable communities in the area of educational support, where over 6,000 children have benefited. Schools have been constructed, libraries established, books donated, desks, chairs, tables have been supplied to over 13 schools across the states. On our skills acquisition program, over 3,000 women and youths have been empowered with skills on various trainings, and 132 have benefited from our soft loans. That soft loan was in collaboration with Microfinance Bank, Nasarawa State. In the area of mentorship, our programs have groomed more than 5,000 youths and produced several national and state NYSC awardees. Looking ahead 3 years, my vision for the organization is to expand through providing more support for rural children in the area of quality education, ensuring their learning environment is conducive, conducting value reorientation programs for youth, and increase our spread on women and youth empowerment through capacity building trainings and skills seminars. The process of building trust and sustainable relationship with partners and donors have already assumed priority status in my schedules after the Leap Africa program. After the program, I felt like one whose blindfold had suddenly be lifted. Acquiring clearer vision of my future and knowing the direction to move. I hope to mobilize more willing volunteers and partners towards raising funds and materials which are essential towards sustaining our programs. Thank you very much.